You've been composting faithfully for years, turning kitchen scraps and yard waste into that beautiful dark gold we call black gold. Your compost bins are working overtime, and you're diligently adding that finished compost to your beds season after season. Yet something feels off. Your tomatoes aren't as vigorous as they should be, your leafy greens show subtle yellowing despite regular feeding, and that explosive growth you're chasing remains frustratingly out of reach. The truth is, while compost is absolutely foundational to healthy soil, it's addressing only part of the equation. Modern agricultural practices have stripped our soils of essential minerals over decades of intensive cultivation, and organic matter alone cannot restore what geological time originally provided. Compost excels at building soil structure, feeding beneficial microbes, and providing the major nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. But there's an entire spectrum of trace minerals and micronutrients that plants desperately need in smaller quantities, and these elements are increasingly absent from our depleted soils. If you're experiencing inexplicable deficiencies, stunted growth despite good practices, or plants that simply lack vitality, you're not failing as a gardener. You're witnessing the limitations of conventional soil building in a world where our earth has been systematically mined of its mineral wealth. Unveiling rock dust, nature's secret weapon. Rock dust, also called rock flour or stone meal, is exactly what it sounds like. Finely pulverized rock ground to a powder consistency, typically between 50 and 200 microns in size. This isn't some newfangled garden gimmick dreamed up by marketing departments. It's actually how nature has always built fertile soil through the glacial grinding of stone over millennia, and the weathering of parent rock material into mineral-rich clay particles. What we're doing with rock dust is dramatically accelerating a process that would otherwise take thousands of years. The magic lies in its composition, a full spectrum of minerals including calcium, magnesium, iron, zinc, copper, manganese, boron, molybdenum, and dozens of other trace elements that modern agriculture has systematically depleted from our growing spaces. Unlike compost, which primarily delivers carbon-based nutrients and organic matter, rock dust provides the fundamental mineral building blocks that form the very foundation of plant biochemistry. When you examine soil treated with rock dust over just one growing season compared to untreated soil, the difference becomes visually striking. The amended soil develops a richer color, improved aggregation creating those beautiful crumbly tilth structures we all desire, and supports plant growth with thicker stems, deeper green foliage, and dramatically improved stress tolerance during heat waves or drought conditions. The transformation that rock dust creates goes far beyond simply adding minerals to the mix. When you introduce these ground minerals into your soil, you're essentially setting out an elaborate mineral buffet for the microscopic workforce living underground. Beneficial bacteria and fungi colonize the surface of these mineral particles and begin the slow, steady process of biological weathering, secreting organic acids and enzymes that break down the rock dust and make its nutrients plant available. This is slow-release nutrition at its finest, providing a sustained mineral supply that can last for years rather than the quick hit and fade of water-soluble fertilizers. The microbial activity that rock dust stimulates creates a cascading effect throughout your soil ecosystem. As microbe populations explode around these mineral particles, they produce sticky compounds called glomalin and other exudates that bind soil particles together, dramatically improving soil structure and creating those stable aggregates that resist compaction and erosion. The enhanced mineral content also improves the soil's cation exchange capacity, essentially increasing its ability to hold on to nutrients and make them available to plant roots exactly when needed. Water retention improves because those better aggregates create a sponge-like structure with increased pore space, allowing soil to capture and hold moisture while still maintaining crucial aeration. This is fundamentally different from compost, which improves water holding through organic matter content. The two work synergistically, with compost feeding the microbial life that unlocks rock dust's mineral treasures, while rock dust provides the raw mineral materials that compost alone cannot supply. Practical application. Integrating rock dust into your routine. Honestly, it's remarkably straightforward once you understand sourcing and application rates. You'll want to look for basalt, granite, glacial, or volcanic rock dust from local quarries, garden supply centers, or even online sources. And if possible, pay attention to the mineral analysis so you can match your soil's specific deficiencies. Application rates usually range from 5 to 20 pounds per 100 square feet each year, but you can safely go heavier in soils that are really depleted since these minerals release slowly and won't burn your plants. The simplest method is just broadcasting the dust over your beds in early spring or fall, then working it into the top few inches of soil with a broad fork. Or just letting rain and irrigation gradually move it downward. For potting mixes, blend about 1 cup of rock dust per cubic foot of growing medium, making sure it's mixed in thoroughly for consistent mineral availability. And actually, many gardeners make what I like to call a mineral tea by steeping rock dust in water with a handful of compost and a splash of molasses for about 24 to 48 hours. You just feed the resulting liquid around plant bases to deliver both soluble minerals and beneficial microbes at the same time. This method provides some immediate nutritional boost while still incorporating the longer-term benefits of undissolved particles in the soil. For established gardens, annual applications maintain mineral levels, while new beds benefit from heavier initial doses to jumpstart that mineral bank. Different rock types offer varying mineral profiles, so basalt excels for general broad-spectrum minerals, granite provides excellent silica and potassium, and volcanic rock dust often contains higher levels of trace elements like zinc and copper. The implications of rock dust extend far beyond your backyard plot into the realm of climate solutions and agricultural sustainability. Healthy, mineralized soils teeming with microbial life sequester significantly more atmospheric carbon than depleted ground, essentially turning your garden into a carbon sink fighting climate change with every growing season. By building genuinely fertile soil that supplies complete nutrition, you dramatically reduce dependence on synthetic fertilizers manufactured through energy-intensive industrial processes that contribute heavily to greenhouse gas emissions. This represents regenerative agriculture at the home scale, where we're not just sustaining soil but actively improving it year after year, leaving it richer than we found it. When you spread rock dust, you're participating in a fundamental shift in how we think about feeding plants, moving away from the extractive model of constantly importing fertility from elsewhere toward building self-sustaining soil ecosystems that generate their own abundance. This is soil as a living, breathing organism rather than inert growing medium, and you become not just a gardener but a steward of an entire underground universe. The journey to supersoil starts with a simple bag of crushed stone and the willingness to think beyond conventional practices. If this guide has opened your eyes to new possibilities for your garden, subscribe to the Living Soil Lab for more deep dives into regenerative growing practices that actually work. Share this with fellow gardeners who are ready to move beyond the basics and unlock their soil's true potential. Together, we're building not just better gardens but genuinely healthier earth.